The legendary Nuwa came down to Earth. Everyone thought he was just an ordinary NPC in the game. They even said they wanted Nuwa to have a child with them. But the next moment, they were killed by Nuwa on the spot, while they were all retreating in fear. I stepped out in front of Nuwa because I was the only one who knew. To gain Nuwa's favor, you have to show enough sincerity. That's the only way to be granted a chance by Nuwa. It turns out that 2 years ago, a game called 8 Desserts exploded all over the world. People thought it was just a simple virtual game, but the game world merged with reality. All kinds of magic treasures and monsters came to Earth. If you want to survive, I must embark on the path of immortal cultivation. In my previous life, I tried my best to lick Ryan Liu for 18 years. I even went to great lengths to find the legendary Pisces jade pendant for her. Just when I got it, a great demon appeared. With just one blow, I was seriously injured. When I was on the verge of death, Ryan Liu came to me with my best friend. I thought I would be saved. I didn't realize that Ryan not only gave me a good guy card, she even took my storage ring. She even made love to me in front of me, even though I'm not happy about it. I could only let my life pass by. When I opened my eyes again, I realized that I was reborn the day before the game started in my previous life. I heard that the Pisces jade pendant can help players to revive. I didn't expect the rumor to be true. Luckily, I didn't put it in my storage ring. Otherwise, it would have been cheaper for that couple. I couldn't help but clench my fists at the thought. Now that I've been revived, I'm going to make them feel the pain. At that moment, a phone call interrupted my thoughts. In my past life, it was Renlan who called to tell me. She saw Ryan kissing someone else on the street, but I was scolded for it. I subconsciously apologized to Renlan. I was caught off guard by the apology and Renlan was stunned. I'm not kidding. Ryan Liu even got into that man's supercar. Knowing that, I replied lightly, I know. The calmness of me made Renlan feel a sense of fear. You mustn't think about it. I turned the topic to the popular game 8 Desserts. After stating that I wanted to be a professional gamer, Renlan expressed her strong support. I scratched my head in embarrassment. Can you lend me some startup money? After all, I need to buy some professional equipment in order to enter the 8 Wastelands and seize the opportunity. At that Renlan's words, he instantly broke his defense. Who asked you to be so stubborn yesterday? You gave Ryan Liu such an expensive birthday gift. You've done this to yourself. Looking at the hung-up phone, I collapsed into a chair. But the next moment, my cell phone alerted me of the transfer. My heart instantly warmed up. I'll pay you back on time. In the wee hours of the morning, the 8 Wastelands officially opened. I was also ready early. With successful retina recognition, I finally returned to the place where my dream began. At the newbie square, a silhouette fell from the sky. It was the game's AI Nuwa. Everyone thought it was just an ordinary NPC, and they immediately blamed Nuwa for it. How dare they think of Nuwa? These people are so bold. The player who spoke out of turn was thrown into a rift in space. The crowd was in chaos. How can an NPC be angry? All the people retreated in a hurry. But I stepped out to greet Nuwa because if you want to win Nuwa's favor, you have to be sincere. Nuwa also showed her appreciation. You're a good-looking mortal. I'll give you a chance. With a lift of Nuwa's finger, a pillar of light instantly enveloped me. When it dissipated, I've gained the innate talent to change my destiny. Now, it's time to make up my face in this game. The higher your face value, the better you'll be able to win the favor of NPCs. It's also easier to get quests. There are even NPCs who want to have children with you. With the completion of the face makeup, I've also completed a 1-second disguise. The next step is to choose a birthplace. The mainstream professions in the game vary from place to place. They are law, medicine, weaponry, and physical. In my last life, I chose to follow Ryan's advice. This time, I have to choose my favorite one. And I've even started with a full set of innate skills. I'm going to be the strongest swordsman. I'll be the strongest swordsman in the world after choosing my birthplace. I arrived at the newbie village in the blink of an eye. When I landed, I saw a group of people gathered around an NPC wanting to take a quest. But I turned away with a smile. Hidden quests don't appear in the hands of such obvious NPCs. At that moment, a voice came from the village. Little brother, wait, do you want to take a quest? Sister can arrange a one-stop quest for you." Then she jumped into my arms. The surrounding crowd was instantly dumbfounded, and my eyes also froze. I didn't realize that I was still innately full of charisma. Seeing me frozen in place, Quinn Yang couldn't help but move closer to me. How is my brother considering it? But in the face of the pretty widow's enthusiasm, I politely apologized. "I have other things to do right now. I'll ask you for a job next time." Without Quinn Yang's retention, I turned around again. After all, the real opportunity in the newbie village, it's a humble store. I couldn't afford to waste my time on this kind of limited quest. Before long, I came to a blacksmith store. Seeing that I wanted to go in as well, the players beside me were kind enough to warn me, "Don't waste your time here." But after thanking them, I walked towards the blacksmith. At the same time, the blacksmith was looking at the iron in his hand with a serious face, because no matter how he struck it, the iron in his hand just wouldn't take shape. I squatted at the bellows as my hands began to move. The fire began to get stronger and stronger. The blacksmith then realized the truth. No wonder the iron in his hand did not take shape. The reason was the temperature, so he took the hammer in his hand again. As he kept hammering, the iron began to take shape. After the final hardening, looking at the sword in his hand, the blacksmith, who had just looked so sad, a touch of joy appeared on his face after solving the problem in front of him. He then had time to turn around. "Thank you for pulling the bellows for me. My apprentice is not here today. There's no one to take care of the stove. No wonder the fire isn't hot enough." Then he pointed to the weapons behind him. He said I could take my pick, but only if I return them after one day. I smiled a little at that dot in the eyes of a white man. This may seem to sting, but those like me who have been reborn know very well that the good stuff is behind this trivial task. After carefully selecting, I chose an ordinary iron sword. The blacksmith laughed heartily at my behavior. Then he asked me for a task, to find 10 pairs of bamboo fangs. That would bring me an opportunity. I didn't hesitate. I immediately accepted his mission. When I went out with my weapon, the players who were so disdainful were all dumbfounded. I immediately released a fake news with my finger. The guy in there had just broken up with his girlfriend and was very sad. So we need to give him a love song. If it's true and can move him, it's fine. The crowd was stunned, but then they all rushed to the blacksmith store. They started singing love songs like crazy. And the blacksmith, after hearing these love songs, the blacksmith was shaking with anger. Seeing that the blacksmith didn't react, the naive players thought that they would have to match the signals. But the next moment, the blacksmith's voice rang through the entire blacksmith. By the time they realized they had been tricked, I had already reached a bamboo forest not far away. As I went deeper and deeper, I was soon spotted by a bamboo leaf green. Just as I stopped in my tracks, one of them opened its fangs and attacked me. But in the next moment, I was surrounded by a blue glow. In just one breath, the prey and the hunter switched places. The bamboo leaf green was instantly slashed by me 81 times in a row. Listening to the beeping sound in my head, I couldn't help but feel happy. My cultivation level has begun to rise. At first, I was in good shape. As the bamboo leaf green fell, 3 pieces of equipment exploded on the ground. Seeing this, I took it in my hand. I did not expect that with a very low explosion rate. I didn't expect to be able to get so many pieces of equipment out of a very low explosion rate. After putting the things into the arms, the surrounding demonic beasts are also gradually approaching me. As I raised my sword again, not long after, the whole bamboo forest was in chaos. Many of the bamboo leaf green began to run away frantically. As my hunt came to an end, I had a huge package on my body. I didn't expect that in addition to the 10 pairs of fangs, I had an additional 100 poisoned arrows and a lot of coins. After sighing, I headed towards the newbie village again. As I placed the materials in my hands on the table after being inspected by the blacksmith handed me a paper envelope. "Thank you, little brother. The poisonous fang is of good quality. This is my gift to you." Looking at the envelope in my hand, I was happy. This is what you need to join the sword sect. After getting the item in my hand, I quietly approached the blacksmith again. I'm going to ask you a question. Who else received the letter besides me? After learning that I was the only one who got it, I put my heart at ease and headed out. After leaving the blacksmith store, I set up a signboard in the downtown area. When I heard I was selling my first weapon, the marketplace was in an uproar. Everyone offered to buy it. But just then, a delicate voice broke through the clamor. I offer $50,000. At the sound of this voice, many people made room for him. As he came to me, he raised his arm again. Cash. Pay as you go. The corners of my mouth curled up. The price was right, but at that moment, a sudden voice exploded in the crowd again. I offer $60,000. Let me introduce myself. My name is Wang Jinghao. I'm the president of the Worldwide Labor Union. When he finished speaking, his eyes were abnormal. This kid can get the equipment at the start of the service. I'll do him a favor first, and then he'll get them to work for him. Isn't that great? The people on the side were speechless when they heard that. After all, the name of the Everything Guild. After all, the name of the Guild of Wonders is already well known. And my heart also froze. After all, in my last life, I had a lot of history with this guy. After a few words of courtesy, Wang Jinghao immediately threw out an olive branch. I refused to listen to him. A gentleman doesn't eat food handed out in contempt. I'm only willing to sell my equipment. I hope you understand. But just as Wang Jinghao was about to take the bow and sort away, the girl on the side opened her mouth again. I'll pay $70,000. At that, Wang Jinghao offered $100,000 again, and the girl did not hesitate. She offered $200,000 again with the two bidding. In a short time, the price soared to $300,000. I couldn't stop laughing at this. I didn't realize that this beautiful girl didn't give Wang Jinghao any face. Maybe she can use him to trap Wang Jinghao. At this time, the girl again calmly opened the price of 500,000 yuan. Seeing this, Wang Jinghao's face instantly darkened, and the surrounding crowd also showed a trace of surprise. I didn't expect this girl not only didn't give Wang Jinghao face, she can even offer $500,000 at any time. Seeing Wang Jinghao cannot afford to pay, the corner of Su Wanling's mouth even more a trace of smile. The highest bidder gets it. How can you say you're against you if you make your own price? Wang Jinghao immediately threw out his sleeves. Good, very good, I won't buy it. But just as he was about to turn around and leave, I stopped him in his tracks. Under the unbelieving looks of the crowd and Su Wanling, I handed the bow and arrow to Wang Jinghao. Seeing this, Wang Jinghao's mouth quietly lifted up. A smile appeared on his face. In the future, when Brother Lin encounters difficulties, I, Wanshi Group, will do my best to help you. Give me a card number. I'll transfer the money to you now. I was happy to hear that. It'll be easier to trap him in the future. After receiving the bow sword, he immediately turned his body towards Su Wanling, a burst of flirting. Looking at Wang Jinghao's figure walking farther away, I was so happy. Being sold and still counting the money. What a fool. When his poisoned arrows run out, he'll realize that bow and arrow is actually the most useless of all. Seeing Wang Jinghao walking away, Su Wanling also gave me a fierce look. Then she pointed at my nose and cursed at me. At those words, cold sweat broke out on my forehead. I seem to have offended this party in order to trap someone. It seems that I need to find a way to compensate Su Wanling. Not long after the wild boar forest. After Su Wanling left the city, she led her team to hunt wild boar. And just as the team was leaving, my voice once again sounded behind Su Wanling. He turned around with disdain. Why are you following me? When I heard that, I raised my finger. Can we talk alone? I'll give you 2 minutes. Then I came to the front. Su Wanling also lowered her guard. After all, I may have been deceived by Wang Jinghao's appearance. I could be given another chance, but at this time I raised my hand. For $500,000, you can get a top secret message, and you can put your union way ahead of the pack. But Su Wanling's heart sank. Why don't you sell it to Wang Jinghao? I waved my hand in disdain. He and I were just fooling around. When she heard this, Su Wanling's expression sank. After all, her attitude changed too quickly. Whether I was sent by Wang Jinghao, she couldn't tell in her heart. But looking at the account number I showed, she was also hesitant. After all, if the news is true, he would have missed the opportunity. After a few moments of agonizing, in the end, he couldn't resist the temptation of the first opportunity. This made my heart happy. I made $1 million just after entering the game. Soon I'll be a millionaire. When I thought of this, I cleared my throat. I asked Su Wanling to stop her hunting. Go to the blacksmith store in the village to get the quests. Hearing these words, Su Wanling instantly had a touch of warm anger. After all, it's already well known that the weapon store can't receive quests. How could she cheat herself with this kind of fake news? But after hearing me say that I wanted to help the boss pull the bellows, his hand movement was also a beat. I told him to be stealthy when taking the quest. After that, I took out a letter from my pocket to reward the mission. Seeing this, Su Wanling was again stunned. After all, news can be faked. This thing can't be faked. Seeing that I turned around and was about to leave, Su Wanling raised her hand in a hurry. Such important information. Why did you sell it to me? I smiled lightly at the words. Who knows? Maybe it's because you're cute. Hearing this, Su Wanling's face also blushed a little more. However, at this moment, a sudden cry for help broke the peace. After seeing what was in front of her, Su Wanling also froze. The boar in front of her was so big. Seeing that the monster was right in front of her, Su Wanling hurriedly called out to the people to start retreating. After all, the monster in front of them is not something that they can deal with. However, at this moment, I turned my body towards the boar again. Since you guys are ready to give up on this, I will not be polite. Seeing this, several people froze in place. Aren't you looking for death? So when they heard, I needed to borrow Su Wanling's weapon. Without saying a word, he threw the weapon to me, and my body's aura unfolded. After narrowly dodging the wild boar in front of me, as my body moved, I appeared behind the boar in no time. Looking at the thick-skinned boar in front of me, I felt a touch of regret in my heart. If I still had the green snake bow, I wouldn't have struggled so much. As my attacks landed on the boar, not only did the boar's defense not break, the boar's defense didn't even break, and I was sent flying to meters, and my heart sank. If I couldn't stab him in his weak spot, then there was no point in fighting with him. As I landed on the ground again, the corners of my mouth curled up into a smile. Since it's useless to fight hard, I'm going to take the first step in the 36th plan. If I can't beat them, I can't run. Seeing me running in front, the boar is chasing after me. This anger made Su Wanling's team laugh a lot. Soon I ran into a dead end. I thought I would die here, but the next moment I did a flying leap over the wall. The boar did not break in time, and the boar didn't break in time and collided with the rock wall. It dealt him 50 points of damage before the boar could stand up. After the impact, the rock wall once again dropped a lot of debris. Soon the boar's blood level was reduced to half. Looking at this scene, Su Wanling and the others were also dumbfounded in place, seeing the boar stumbling on the spot. My eyes also had a killing intent. It's my time to hunt. As the boar fell to the ground, with a flash, I was in front of him again. The skills in my hand were like money, frantically attacked his body. And the boar, who woke up from fainting, launched a surprise attack again. Cold sweat broke out on my forehead. After narrowly dodging the impact, the boar lost one of his tusks and started to spin on the spot. As his strength ran out, the boar hit a rock wall again, and his only remaining leg was broken. Seeing that the boar was at the end of his tether, I came up behind him again. As I raised my sword in my hand, I opened up a full force field around me. With the thrust of the sword, the boar finally fell under my sword. As I leapt down from the boar's corpse, the experience gained from the hunt began to be calculated. With the support of my inherent talent, reversal of destiny, all of my attributes doubled, feeling the changes in my entire body. The corners of my mouth couldn't help but curl up, entering the Che refining realm. It means that I've truly entered the land of immortals, becoming an immortal cultivator. As my aura gradually rose, I also acquired a random talent, Master of Che and Blood, which can be upgraded 3 times. After the rewards were handed out, a system notification popped up in front of me. Congratulations on completing the first monster kill in the 8 Desserts village. It will be announced globally soon. Do you want to hide your name? I was disdainful of the situation. There's no need to hide it. With my confirmation, it didn't take long for the whole service to remember the announcement of my first kill. Su Wanling was stunned. So his name is Lin Jiken. After turning my head, I looked at the boar's equipment. What I saw in front of me also made me happy. In the case of the innate full cheluk, not only did the boar produce 2 weapons, I even got a skill book. But just as I was packing up the equipment on the ground, a vision in the sky caught my attention. In the next second, a system notification came to my mind. In 30 minutes, heavenly tribulation is coming. Please be careful. A cold sweat broke out on my face when I heard that. It seems that the side effects of the heavenly tribulation have begun to take effect. So I quickly picked up the package. I plan to go to the sect. If I fail in my attempt to cross the threshold, I'll definitely lose my soul. All my preparations will vanish into thin air. But at this moment, Su Wanling came to me and wanted to add her friend. I couldn't care less. Then I opened the panel and left my ID. While Su Wanling was still staring at the panel, I had already run 2 miles away. After running for 2 hours, I finally arrived at the clan's location, but the thunderbolt in the sky was about to fall. I had no choice but to run and shout at the same time. I, Lin Jiken, have come to pay my respects. Seeing me like this, the people around me were very disdainful, but the next moment, they all shut their mouths in unison. The sky was clear just now. Suddenly, there was a loud thunderstorm. The wind was raging, and this commotion has attracted the head of the clan. What's all the commotion about? Many disciples bowed down and saluted, but the sect master was looking at the sky. This is under the heavenly calamity. I don't know which elder's disciple is breaking through. At that sound, many elders looked at each other in disbelief. But at this moment, a voice exploded in the crowd again. New disciple Lin Jiken, I beg you all to save my life. As the words fell from my mouth, a heavenly calamity landed beside me. Seeing this, the sect leader also looked calm until the moment I raised the letter in my hand. The sect leader raised his hand, and a barrier appeared around me. With the sound of the barrier shattering, I then reacted, looking at the heavenly tribulation that dispersed. My heart was overjoyed. Now I won't lose any more time. But this scene attracted the attention of many elders. In just one breath, in front of me, there are many elders. Even the female cultivator's elder wanted me to join his disciple. Seeing that many elders were scrambling for me, my forehead was sweating. I wanted to pretend for a while, but the sect master's voice rang out from the crowd. There's no need to fight. This new disciple will be my disciple. Seeing this, many elders stopped their movements. I didn't expect the sect leader, who never accepts disciples, to make an exception. However, the headmaster came to me. Jishin, do you want to be my disciple? Follow me into the inner sanctum to practice. At the same time, a system notification popped up in front of me. The greatest opportunity of the Eye of Heaven sect has been triggered. Lang Feiyan, the current master of the Heavenly Eyes sect, wants to take you as his disciple. Do you accept? I didn't hesitate when I heard that. I immediately bowed to Lang Feiyan with clasped fists. I am willing. Greetings, master. After a simple bow to the master, I was so happy in my heart. When I entered the sect, I hugged the biggest and thickest leg of all. Ah no, Master Effie Ayan's legs are thin, white, and long. I took off straight away, not long after, in the inner sanctum of the sect. After ordering a few simple things, Lang Effie Ayan turned around and flew towards the other side. Before she left, she asked me to meet her in the main hall at noon tomorrow. After leaving my master, I was deep in thought. It seems that the master is really high-strung. Then we have to be careful. We'll take our time. After waiting for 2 hours, but I didn't see a single person. So after pondering for a while, I decided to explore on my own. Maybe I'd come across some hidden quests. Just when I was about to give up, a strange palace appeared in front of me. I guessed that it was the living quarters. I pushed the door and went in, but before I could take a step, I heard a shout in my ear. Hearing this familiar voice, my forehead was immediately drenched in cold sweat. I didn't realize that this was my master's palace. After meeting my eyes, a wave of spiritual energy hit me. I was instantly knocked away. I was knocked back to meters. eyes, and my blood level calmed out. Without waiting for me to stand up, my master's figure appeared in front of me. Who told you to trespass in my palace? When I heard that, I closed my eyes and lowered my head to apologize, hearing my words. The master's face then looked better. He threw an elixir at me. That's all. Those who don't know are not guilty. I won't punish you for now. From now on, without my orders. Never trespass here without my order. This is the last time. But when I saw the pill, I was stunned. I didn't expect Master to be so generous. He just threw it out and it's in pan. After exiting Master's palace, I carefully put the pill into my arms. I can't afford to eat this kind of good stuff. I have to keep it. Just as I was about to meditate, a clear bell rang in my ears again. As I stepped out, Blue Palace Moon's voice rang in my ears. Junior brother, why don't you come and pay your respects to your senior sister? After a brief greeting, a system message popped up in front of me. Blue Palace Moon's favorability has increased. When I saw this, I was stunned. I got 10 points of favorability at the first meeting. This game really is all about face. Listening to my ass kissing, Nanggong Yue was also happy. I didn't realize that you're still an ass kisser. When I heard that, I slowly moved my feet forward. As the saying goes, cultivation should be refined. You can't just learn the art. It's better to kiss ass. When she heard my off-key words, little sister was amused and laughed, seeing that her favor had increased by 5 points. The corners of my mouth also curled up in a smile. It seems that compared to my master, this sister seems to get along better. Moreover, the favorability level between players and NPCs is different. The hidden quests and chances triggered by them are also different. So generally speaking, if the favorability level of an NPC of the opposite sex reaches the point of mutual love, then you can have physical contact, to the point where you can become a couple, starting dual cultivation mode. Thinking about this, I can't help but ponder. But it's not easy to earn favor. After all, in my last life, there were many players who were in love. They practiced hard on NPCs, but couldn't make it to the end of their lives. Not waiting for me to think further, I coughed up a mouthful of blood. Seeing this, my sister hurriedly approached me to ask about it, but my mind was still pondering. Anyway, my internal injuries had nothing to do with my sister. I might as well use my goodwill to make up for it. Then I stood up and shook my head. I told him what happened before. At those words, Nanggong Yu's heart was stunned. Seeing that my injuries were so severe, inside the heart really feels sorry for the little sister is also self-blame a lot. She put a bottle of Che replenishing pill in my hand. He also turned his head in embarrassment. It's all my fault. If I hadn't been late for the romance painting, you wouldn't have been injured by your master. At those words, I waved my hand. It's not my fault. It's my brother who's just wandering around. Seeing that I'm like this, I'm still speaking up for him. A smile appeared on my sister's face, who had just blamed herself, and his favor increased by 5 points. Then he took out a jade pendant from his pocket and threw it into my hand. I'll tell you what, this jade pendant is my compensation to you. Keep it, little brother. I was shocked at the sight. After all, this jade pendant is one of the best in the world. But my sister patted her chest in disdain. This is nothing. I've got a lot more treasures. After thanking her, she waved her hand and took me to my living quarters, and I was happy. Luckily, I can act. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten so many treasures after arriving at my training place. I couldn't help but sigh. My father's place only has the giant spirit formation. I envy you, little brother. After stepping into the giant spirit formation, I was stunned. I didn't realize there was a spell formation of this grade in my place of residence. Could it be that my master arranged it on purpose? Seeing that I was feeling the formation, she patted me on the shoulder. Well, my mission is finally accomplished. I'll see you soon. After saying goodbye to my sister, I sat cross-legged in the formation, feeling the increase in cultivation speed. I couldn't help but be surprised again. At this rate, I think I'll break through Che cultivation in 3 hours. After thinking about it for a while, I quit the game, and the first time I woke up, I took out my cell phone. Looking at the SMS message that popped up on my cell phone, I sat up immediately. In just 5 hours, I made over $1.6 million in this life. I can finally change my miserable fate.